a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorek.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. God inspired. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. And today's date is January 17th. Nancy's good number,
Yeah.
26. My good number.
Yeah, that's cute.
So we got our good numbers today.
17 and 26 are two
So-
good numbers.
Hopefully, that'll mean we're going to have a good day.
I hope so.
This week,
Uh-huh.
it was so cold that we made Chicago feel like a sun.
Went too far with that one.
No, people aren't going to believe me, but that's because they don't know how cold it is here.
Well, my brother this week came from Chicago and visited us. It was really nice. And I told my brother what you just said, and he laughed. Like, it's 10 degrees in Chicago. Come on. It's freezing.
So anyway, be that as it may.
Yes.
And anyway, today I want to talk about the Methodist Church. Now, who would ever think I would talk about the Methodist Church?
I don't know.
Nobody would. We went to the Methodist Church. We had a variety of churches that kept going out. They went out of business.
Well, a wonderful preacher retired, and then now we had to scramble to find another church.
And we went to two different churches
Mm-hmm.
before we moved. Now, why am I going back to the Methodist Church?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Cool.
On March 15th, 2020, which was the last time we went to the Methodist Church.
Oh, 2020.
And
This is that Chinese virus thing?
this is a Chinese virus thing. And I was sorry that I went on that day.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was so bad. It was so horrible. And it was talking about social distancing.
Yep.
Which,
And then doing hand signs as if people were deaf. We're not deaf. They're just trying to separate everybody. That was not very intelligent.
well, and I would tell a lot of people during that time, you don't social distance blind people.
No. And you don't do hand signs about what you're talking about when you can talk and blind people can hear. What is that about?
Anyway, that was the last time I went. Now, why did I quit? We weren't allowed to go to church.
No, California got very strict out of fear.
California was, you could riot,
Yep.
but you could not go to church.
Yep.
So that was the deal there.
And we couldn't go to concerts.
And I thought maybe by the time we moved, we'd be able to go to church. But that was the last time we went. Where am I going with this?
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Funny.
Every week at this church, the preacher would ask, "Where have you seen God at work this week?"
That's before we left. She
Bef-
always did it.
Before
Yes.
we left. And I don't know what happened because there was no church service, so nothing happened. So anyway,
Yeah, I like that.
I do too.
Our,
And
our church now is way too big. I don't think he could do that.
we had a situation where when we were going there, I would see something, but it takes me so long to tell my story. I never raise my hand.
He puts in a lot of details.
I do. I put in a lot of details, and I call a spade a spade.
Well,
But
anybody who listens to this show, you know that.
now, where did we see God at work?
This week, us? Or you're talking about a long time ago?
A short time ago,
Okay, I'm ready.
but not last week.
Okay, good.
We saw ICE kill a Nazi bitch.
And the media never says how he had internal bleeding and he was afraid for his life.
Now, what he should do is sue every media outlet who said he was guilty of committing murder. Now, I'm talking about Renee Good.
Yeah, I think people know.
And how do I know she was a Nazi bitch?
Well, she did have a wife.
I didn't know her.
No, I
All
know.
right. But how did I know? I know by her fruits.
Oh, yeah, her fruits.
Now,
That's the action of people. We discussed that last week.
here's the deal with this. If you're fighting against ICE, what is ICE there for? They're there for one reason and one reason only, to enforce the laws of
And
this country.
to get rid of the illegal aliens so people will be safer.
Now,
What's wrong with that?
how is this guy bleeding internally?
Yeah.
She was using her car or attempting to use her car as a deadly weapon. And if we're not careful, and this I'm going to talk about next week.
Well, I also heard that the year before he was dragged 10 feet by someone dragging him. And his father said he's a very good Christian, a good father, and a good son.
Yeah, and that's another issue. Now, you would say that was an act of God, killing that bitch, okay? But it wasn't the full work. If our God
Hmm.
was almighty,
Well, I believe he is. I know we differ about that,
here's what would have happened in that instance.
in your opinion.
It's not my opinion.
Okay.
But anyway, here's what would have happened. ICE would have killed the governor,
No, boy.
the mayor,
The riots in the news media are against what's right now. There would be it would poof, it would explode.
and the attorney general.
Well, okay.
Now, we know that's true.
Nah, I don't agree with you, but
So,
we're different.
anyway, being that that's true,
Okay.
God didn't complete the job. He did good.
But maybe he has other things up his sleeve.
Now, here's one thing. I'm going to talk about Christianity. And I said this, and I'm not the only one who said this,
Okay. What?
that we have two FBIs.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
We have the good FBI and we have the Nazi FBI,
Mm-hmm.
which is the FBI before Trump got in.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
was the Nazi
there's still some
FBI.
in there.
And we have two gods, our God and the Nazi God. Now, I maintain that since our God is not almighty, that God has become Chuck Schumer.
Nah, come on. Well, I definitely don't agree with you.
And
That's your opinion, and I have heard this before.
that Jesus is George Soros.
The
Now,
phony Jesus.
why am I
not
going
the
there?
real
Why
guy.
am I going there? I'll tell you why I'm going there. How could we lessen the power of the Nazi Jesus? How could we do it?
Stand up for what's right.
No. Now, here's what we should have done. Now,
What we-
remember, we had in 2020,
Mhm.
we had the riots for George Floyd.
In Minnesota.
And now everybody knows he deserved to be killed. Now, why did I say he deserved to be killed? His criminal record was a mile long. Has nothing to do with race. His fruits should have gotten him killed, which they did. And they went after the guy that killed him like they're doing now. Now, these protesters are being paid by Jesus, quote, George Soros, which is right now one and the same.
I don't think so, but go ahead.
Now, how do you limit the powers of the Nazi Jesus? Do you know how? You send in the army and the dogs to kill the protesters. Now, why do we do this? Because the money they're getting paid for protesting would be worthless. They wouldn't accept the money if they knew that there would be serious consequences for their protests. And
Like the people with the drug ships that they don't want to do that anymore because it's deadly.
yes, amen. Now, here's the deal. And I love Donald Trump.
Me too.
I love him. But here's what he's doing. He's going after Venezuela. He's
Well,
going
he's trying to stop the drug trafficking. He's not after the country right now.
not after the country right now. He's trying to make the world a better place
Yeah.
by going after Venezuela, getting rid of the drug lords. He's doing it good, right?
Yeah.
No, he's doing good. He wants to go after people who are protesting in Iran, not the people, the leaders of Iran.
Yeah, the people protesting are trying to do what's right.
Yeah, they want a democracy.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. All right. I don't know to comment on the deal with Greenland. I don't know how good that is
Yeah.
or how bad that is.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know enough about the subject, but I trust Trump
Yeah.
in this. But the biggest enemy that we have in the world is not Putin, it's not Venezuela, it's not Iran, it is the deep shit states.
What about China?
China and the deep shit states are about even.
They're pretty. Oh, we're making progress.
So anyway, that's where I am with that. And as regarding this thing with Chuck Schumer or George Soros, and people don't want to believe this stuff because
Believe it.
because it's pessimistic. It's not optimistic.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm optimistic.
And but my deal is this. And some people would say
Getting close.
that because I go, evidence doesn't
Okay.
lie.
We're going to have to take a break right now. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. We'll be right back.
And football's coming up.
Mike Zorich, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorich, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorich has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. This is the Nancy and Mike Show.
Yep.
And I'm wrapping this subject up.
Good.
Now, on this deal, when I talk about who God is or who Jesus is,
I think what the thing is, it's not the real God, the real Jesus.
it's
You're
a Nazi
saying
God.
the bad people are putting them in place of the real God and Jesus. So that's what you're saying.
Now, here's the deal with this. The evidence points, and you can't argue with evidence. Evidence doesn't lie.
But sometimes miracles override evidence.
And Nancy's right that something could happen to what could God do, our God, to become almighty? I don't know the answer to that. But anyway, yes, something could change so that these two are not where they are. Now, one of the things that I mentioned is killing the protesters that are getting paid. That's one thing. It's like Nancy mentioned the thing with Venezuela.
Yep, they don't want to do it
Now,
anymore.
they don't want to do it anymore
It's so attractive.
because there's consequences.
Yes.
A Nazi cannot sin
In their own eyes.
because there's no accountability. If there's no accountability, you can't sin. You're above the law.
Yeah, but when they meet God, they'll know. Uh-oh.
It's too late then.
Too late now.
But Renee Good found out
Mm-hmm.
that she was not above the law. The law took care of her. That was an act of God. Now, if you were at the Methodist church and the preacher asked you, where have you seen God at work? You would say, ICE shooting the Nazi bitch. Okay? Now, I'm going to football.
Good.
Now, in the National Football League, there were 4 games last week. And there was,
Playoffs? Is it
yeah,
playoffs?
the playoffs. And I said I wasn't going to watch them. I did watch the last quarter of the New England Chargers game. Now, the game that I normally would watch would be Buffalo at Jacksonville. And I was rooting for Jacksonville. I was rooting for Jacksonville. No,
Is it because we live close to Jacksonville, or you just like them, or it helped New England, or
I
what?
would help New England.
Okay.
I don't root for anybody because they're close. I root for what helps New England. So anyway,
Yeah.
I was rooting for Pittsburgh to beat Houston, by the way, uh, because I thought it would be better for New England. Now, one thing I forgot, I was rooting for Jacksonville, right? But it turned out that Buffalo winning, the commissioner set his own trap.
He got caught in it?
Yes.
Whew.
And I'll tell you how he got caught
Oh,
in
I
it.
know you love when that happens.
I do love it. Buffalo is the best team in the National Football League. Buffalo and the Rams. That's what I predicted in my Super Bowl, Buffalo and the
A
Rams,
long time ago.
in early September. Now, why is Buffalo so good? They got a good defense, and they got the best quarterback in the game. There's,
What's
there's
his name?
nobody like Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Now, I told Nancy this one day. I can't remember what we were doing. Maybe we were going somewhere. I said there's only one team that has a chance to win in Denver. I know Denver cheats.
Right?
It's Buffalo. Now, Buffalo is number 6. Denver was number 1. They don't deserve to be number 1 because they played a cupcake schedule.
Right.
Now, Buffalo, by beating Jacksonville, one thing I forgot about, I knew about this, but I had forgotten it.
What?
That when a top seed loses, like Jacksonville, they were 3, Buffalo was 6.
Okay.
So
When that happens, what?
Buffalo was the bottom seed.
Okay.
Jacksonville was the top seed. What happens in that case? They rebracket. So the best is playing the worst. So what did that create? Well, since number 7 lost, there's 7 teams in each division
Uh-huh.
that go to the playoffs. 7 lost. So number 6 becomes the worst seed. So now Buffalo goes to Denver and Houston goes to New England. I was thinking, I don't want Buffalo to win because I don't want to play Buffalo.
But you
Which
forgot about that
I
new
forgot about
thing.
the bracket thing.
Yeah.
And the commissioner set his own trap with this.
I love it.
And I do too. That doesn't mean Denver can't win. Now, if they cheat, they could win. And we know Denver always cheats. That's part of their characteristic.
You think, are you going to watch that?
No,
Okay.
I'm not going to watch it. We might not be here. We might be with Ben.
Yeah.
The game starts at 4:30. I'm not going to watch it. If I look at the score at the halftime, I'm going to watch. If I'm here, if Ben can't see us today, I'm going to watch college basketball.
Yeah.
Now, and we don't know how good the NFC West is. The Rams, San Francisco, and Seattle.
Huh?
In my way of thinking, they all got buys.
Oh, so we don't know yet.
Seattle was the number 1 seed, so they got a bye.
Right? Then what?
Carolina shouldn't even have been in the playoffs because they were 8 and 9. If you don't play 500, you shouldn't make the playoffs.
Right?
And Philly is terrible. So they played San Francisco, which is a garbage team. They're not a good team.
And you say they lost on purpose.
They lost on purpose the week before
Oh.
because they wanted Green Bay to beat,
Chicago. Ha ha.
And Green Bay lost to Chicago, and Philadelphia is dead.
Yeah.
And you know what I say to that? Ha ha.
That's what I said.
And
Ha.
I am a Philadelphia fan. But that was a very cruel thing on their part. I don't know if they would have beaten Green Bay, but Chicago definitely would have beaten San Francisco.
Yes.
And if Philadelphia win, One, they'd be hosting Chicago.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with the football.
Very good explanation.
Now, what else happened? I saw wrestling yesterday.
Yay.
And it was the first time they had wrestling on the Big Ten Network. There were 2 matches. The first match I was looking forward to. It was Penn State and Iowa.
Yeah, 2 good team scores.
It was absolutely a terrible match.
Oh, sorry.
The score ended up 32-3 in favor of Penn State, and it could have very easily have been 35-0. The match that Iowa won was a fluke. It was an upset, and I made history in Iowa. Iowa's been a very good state for me.
It has.
I
A lot of good wrestlers.
placed in a lot of national tournaments in Iowa, and in 1978, July 26th, I'll never forget this date. When I was a kid, I used to think, you know, when you're sitting in a boring class and you're thinking about your mind is a million miles away. Well, you know what I used to think of? Being the best blind wrestler that ever lived.
Ah,
That's what I used to think of. Now, whenever I would go to the blind tournaments, we had them. They excluded me from the sighted state,
yes.
but they didn't exclude me from the blind tournaments. Now, I never won the blind tournaments. Why not?
Because you're
Does
sick.
that mean I wasn't the best? I went to 6 of them, and every one I went to, my temperature was 104.5 plus.
Yeah.
So, in other words, the lowest my temperature ever was 104.5. Now, the first year I went, when I was in the 95-pound class,
Uh-huh.
I was 105.3. And strep
It's
strep
deadly.
throat.
Yeah.
Now, here's what my coach used to do.
Oh,
He used to say, if you take a tournament, he says you're so good at dual meets,
I
but
know.
when you go to a tournament, think of a tournament as 3 dual meets. Why did he say 3? Because if there are 8 people in your weight class, that's a full bracket. You got to win 3 matches to win the tournament. So he said, just take a tournament and pretend that it's 3 dual meets.
He did not know you were so sick.
He had no idea how sick I was.
I know
I
that.
did explain it to him. But I'm going to explain to you what happened in Iowa
Okay.
before Nancy comes. It was 1978, July 26th. I just met Nancy. And she helped me. It was, July 26th. And I got 3rd in the nationals that year. And it was the 6th time that I had placed in the nationals. And they called me up after the tournament was over. The loudspeaker called me up. Mike Zorich report. I reported. I didn't know what they wanted because I'd already gotten my 3rd place award.
Okay.
So I got up there, and the United States Wrestling Federation told me that they have been doing research, and through their research, they found out through checking out other blind wrestlers, they concluded that I was the best blind wrestler that ever lived.
Wow. And
Now,
that's what you were dreaming
that's
about.
what I was dreaming about. And, I think this was a God thing.
Well, that's a good place to break. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. We'll be right back.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. Now, what I was talking about was this deal with the United States Wrestling Federation
Deal.
telling me that I was the best blind wrestler of all time. Now, whether they're right or not, I did not imagine that becoming the best blind wrestler of all time would happen that way. I imagine going to this big blind tournament and cleaning it up
Yeah.
and getting the whatever the opinionated thing was
In front of
in
everybody.
front of everybody. There would be no disputing it.
Right.
And I know a lot of very good blind wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up with them and
Went to the school for the
went
blind.
to the schools for the blind, and I wrestled some of them. And I'm going to talk about one in 2 weeks who was a New Jersey state champion.
Cool.
And one of the things I talk about is actually connected with last week,
Uh-huh.
where I talked about bracketing, poor bracketing. And this particular bracket gave me, I was the angriest that I had ever been in my entire life. Being a bracketologist, some people wouldn't even think of this. And I had dreams about stuff like that. And the dreams were describing my personality.
Oh,
And maybe I'll tell you about that in 2 weeks.
that sounds good.
But next week, what I'm going to talk about, it's a great show for Jewish people.
Oh, good.
And what I want to talk about is examples where I used the golden rule to make things better.
Sounds good.
And because if the Jews don't use the golden rule, let's have a reversed Holocaust. Now, if they don't use the golden rule, we're going to lose the midterms. Trump will be impeached. He won't be kicked out of office, but he won't be able to do anything. They don't have enough votes to impeach him.
Good.
But it goes down on his record as an impeachment, even if he doesn't actually leave office.
Well, I heard someone who get a lot of insights from God and said he has some good surprises coming. So I'm counting on that.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. Well,
It could be. But anyway, Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing, and I'm going to talk about, if what time we have left, the events of this past week.
Okay. Well, this book, let's see, look at these magazines, 60 Days of Prayer. And Mike was just talking about how his mind goes all over the place. So this says, peace for an overthinking mind. This is Isaiah 26:3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Isaiah 26:3. So overthinking can feel like you're in control, but it is fear in disguise. So God offers peace that silences those noises and all that clutter in your mind. You don't have to have everything figured out. Just rest in God. Your mind won't slow down, but when your mind won't slow down, lean on God already holding it all together. So just ask God to slow your racing mind, and He'll make us trade overthinking into trusting Him. So I had this cool story. I liked it. It's called Moments in Peace for Moms, and I just call it the Mommy Book. So this is about this mom. She's laying on the sofa. Her eyes are like half closed, and she sees her little girl tiptoeing in, and she thinks her mom's asleep. So she took some grapes and she snuck back. And then 5 minutes later, then the little child crept back into the room and returned all of the grapes. Then her mama heard it whisper, "This time I beat you, Mr. Devil. Now go away." So the mom was happy to recognize that her little girl had decided to resist the evil. And when you're facing temptations, don't waver. By God's grace, you can resist the devil. With the Spirit's help, exclaim victoriously, "Go away, Satan." So I had a really nice thoughts of the day that we read every day. Anyway, this is 2 Timothy. Endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. And then this is a very famous preacher, C.H. Spurgeon. We have a movie by him and we have a book by him. The Lord gets his best soldiers out of the highlands of affliction. And it's I remember when Mike almost died from food poisoning many years ago, and I just laid flat on the floor and prayed to help heal Mike. It was unbelievable. And he survived that. And our doctor said he can't imagine anyone living through 35 what was that?
Billy Rubin.
Billy Rubin is the bad stuff in your blood. Like it's supposed to be like 0 to 1 or 2, and he was up to 35. Yeah, I mean, he was poisoned, and his whole face was like his skin was not the right color. Over 200 sores. It was a horrible thing that. And I got closer to God just trying to get Mike to live through that. I don't know when that was. That was a while ago, huh? Wait,
That was in 1994. That's when it started. And they said,
1994.
the doctor said that it takes 7 years for the liver to regenerate itself.
Yep.
So I had this for quite a few years. And the sores kept coming even after the food poisoning made me throw up 170 times.
You know, Mike keeps track of all this.
And
then he wanted me to write down where all the sores were all over his body. But he couldn't see it for himself, so I did it.
but I sure felt it. They were like acid burns, and
Yeah.
they were all over my body.
So we've been through afflictions, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Two of us. So I think I'm done. I like that little girl. She said, "I beat you, devil." That's what
I
we got.
like that too.
It's a sweet story. The mom smiled to herself.
She had to be happy about that.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
But anyway, I wish I do think a lot. I do use my mind a lot. I think a lot,
It races a lot. I
and
know.
my mind races a lot. And I draw my own conclusions based on evidence. I do that.
Mhm.
But one thing I am not is I'm not in control. Because if I was in control, things would be a whole lot different than they are.
Well, I think we have to acknowledge we're not controlled. Even if our thinkings carry us away, we can trust in God.
Because I can't control what God does or what Jesus does, the Nazi one or our one.
Huh?
I can't control. I could suggest,
Uh-huh.
which I do, I suggest what should happen, which would make our God in better standing.
And we need to pray. It's very
And
important. This whole last week was a week of prayer.
here's what happened this last week. Nancy's brother bought a house. I think it might be a condominium, but I'm not sure of that.
Yeah, he bought a place.
He bought a place in Fort Myers.
Hmm.
Now, he said it was a 3.5 hour drive from our place.
Hmm.
He came to see us last week, and he's going to be in Florida till sometime in May.
Cool.
And I don't know if he's used to this kind of cold, but he lives in
A lot better than Chicago. I heard him.
he lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He used to live in Chicago, but now he lives in Wisconsin. And he has a very nice wife, and
Very.
he's a very nice person.
Yep.
And
We love him.
we saw him for a few hours. We went out to eat with them, and
Yep.
it was
Fun.
fun. And let's see what else happened this week.
Oh,
Oh,
I got this new job fixing up in the church when nobody's there, putting all the
oh,
different
hey,
stuff in
yeah,
the
right
back.
on.
And the first time it took me a long time because I was new at it, but this last time I was much faster.
Yeah, and the other day, I think it was after Nancy came home from the church. Nancy went to this local restaurant, and for me, it was a total blast. It couldn't have been better. Well, they have this restaurant is one of 3 restaurants in the state of Florida where you could get a tuna fish or a chicken salad sandwich. And it's one of the reasons Nancy discovered that it's not too far from our house. And so when Nancy was there, she told them how she appreciates those Jersey Mike's. That's another place where you could get a tuna sandwich or chicken salad. But it's very hard to get a tuna or chicken salad sandwich in the state of Florida.
Without onions. That's you have to specify.
So
You can get
anyway,
all kinds of salad, but it has onions in it. He's very allergic to onions.
anyway,
So I told the cook, "Hey, thank you that this is one place I can get tuna and chicken salad for Mike without onions." And I said, "God bless you," and they said, "God bless you too. Thank you so much." And we had fun.
and
Oh, here we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Take care, guys.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorich.
Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live, broadcasting from YouTube in Florida. And when we left, I was talking about getting to see Nancy's brother. I always enjoy seeing him. And
Oh, and the good food you had from that restaurant.
yeah, I was talking about, I got distracted. Nancy went to this place that has tuna fish and chicken salad.
So I said, well, I don't want coleslaw. I'd like tater tots. So this cook, oh my goodness, he gave Mike fish and chips, which is fish with French fries,
And they have very good fish and chips.
big thing of tater tots.
That is big plastic container filled
It all.
with tater tots. This was Thursday afternoon. So I ate the fish
And French fries.
and the French fries, which were delicious. The tater tots I had yesterday.
Yeah, it was too much. And it even was too much to fill his plate. I had to put an extra bowl on the side to fill the extra tater tots. I mean,
Yeah. And I had some fish sticks last night. I had fish 3 times this week. And
fishy.
I'm a fishy guy. And but anyway, that's the deal with restaurants.
Yeah.
Now, another thing.
What?
Last week, I was watching college basketball, and I started out 5-0, and I ended up 7-3. So I lost
That's
three of the last
7
5.
and
No,
3 is
it's
good.
not bad. I'm still under 60%. I'm trying to get to 60%. I'm 43 and 30 and 29.
Well,
And
the way you struggled this morning, don't get your hopes up.
in order for me to get to 60%, I picked 2 games last week.
So that should give you a little head start.
So I'm 2-0 on this week's card.
That helps.
And I've got to be 5-3 with the remaining 8 games I have. And if I am, I'd be 48 and 32, which is 60%. Now, when I was 5-0 last week, that made me 39 and 26. Now, what 60% is you win 3 out of 5 games. That's 60%. So 39 and 26 is 3 and 2, and it's also 60%. So I was 60% for a couple of minutes, and then I went 2 and 3, which is 40%,
Yeah.
which brought me below the 60 percent thing. And then they picked up 2 games this week, and
I just want to say Mike's just doing it for his fun. He goes by the odds on the computer that I read him, but he's not betting any money or anything like that.
I probably would if I could, but anyway, it's too tempting.
I know.
Anyway, they say if you can go 60%, you're a great handicapper,
Oh, okay.
and
Well, I know you're into the numbers.
2 years in a row, I was 92 and 58, and the first year I was 94 and 56.
Oh,
Both years making it over the
60%.
qualification for me to be is 90 and 60.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I was 2 games ahead last year and 4 games ahead the year before. So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm 43 wins. I got to win 47 more games in order to make 90. So, and where 75 is the halfway point, and I got 72. So after the first 3 games today, I'll be halfway there. So that's where we're at with the basketball. And I probably will not watch any football this weekend. Tomorrow, there's a wrestling match at 2 o'clock, Michigan and Illinois. And so I'm going to watch a lot of wrestling this week. And next Friday, there's 3 wrestling matches. And Penn State is so much better than everybody else that
Yeah, it was getting boring.
it was very boring.
Yeah.
And
I'm happy for Penn State. Good job, guys.
well, Penn State has a very good coach. And, when you'd have very good coach, like remember when John Wooden was a coach for UCLA?
Yeah, forget it.
He not only was a good coach, but he had the top guys to pick from. Now, sometimes being the top is a mistake. And I'll tell you why it's a mistake. It's something I had to consider when I was going to college.
Right?
You may be one of the top basketball players in the nation, but do you want to go to UCLA when maybe you won't be able to break into their lineup? It's better to go someplace where you could play on a regular basis. It would help your drafting capability. So I don't want to go to a place when I was wrestling. I wanted to find out where I could wrestle varsity.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't want to go someplace where the national champion is if I can't beat him. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So
You're thinking ahead.
I'm thinking ahead. I'm always thinking ahead. But
Okay. I can't believe it. This is the end of the show already. Well, thanks, guys. And talk to you next week. Take care.
this is show number 26.
Woohoo.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.